So welcome everyone to tonight's webinar, bringing smiles and laughter and fun to our sessions. And I'm William Harmon, National Development Officer, Head of Coach Education is my new term now. And I'm a Kerryman, so I'll do my best to talk as slowly as I can, but I won't ramble on. I'm joined by my colleague, Ulster Ladies Football Manager, Kieran Murtagh. Kieran, do you want to say hello?
Cheers, thanks for the nice welcome there, William. Yeah, Kieran Murtagh from the mountains of Mourne, straight down to the sea. I'm going to bring laughter tonight to everybody on the call.
Good
So, yeah,
stuff.
looking forward to it, William.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes, Kieran. We'll give it a good lash. So everyone, just let you know, if you need questions or queries, please use the chat function. We'll do our best to answer all your queries throughout the night. Also, just to know, the webinar is actually recorded, so you'll be able to view back the webinar on our LGFA YouTube channel. If you go into the Coach Education playlist, it's there for you to view, along with all the other webinars that we've done over the last number of weeks and months. So I suppose we'll get cracking and we'll move it on. So what is it we were trying to achieve from the webinar tonight? What are we hoping that you will get from it is that you'll have an idea of why players play our game, just give a bit of context before we go into the various strategies, and also explore, as I said, explore a variety of strategies that you can include in your sessions to develop that fun environment. And for everyone here, the stuff we show you tonight, and it's probably one of our key principles across our coach education webinars, is that everything that we advocate, we've done it ourselves. So Kieran and I, along with our colleagues, are also coaches. We've coached underage boys and girls. We've coached adult level boys and girls. So everything that we advocate in our webinars, we've actually done ourselves and tried out ourselves. So hopefully you can take one or two nuggets from tonight. Maybe what you hear tonight will, I suppose, inform what you're doing really well. Okay, so hopefully you can get something from tonight. But just let you know, one of our key principles is that everything we do come here tonight with, or in our general webinars, it's something that we've actually tried out ourselves and got positive feedback. Okay, so look, why? We need to understand, I suppose, before we go into the context of the webinar, okay, well, why do girls play our sport? Why do they come to us? To our environment in our club or in our county, wherever it may be. And I suppose we've done an awful lot of research across over the last number of years in terms of asking the customer, which is our players, well, what is it you want to look from in a club environment, in a coaching session from coaches? And just there's just a few ideas, or I suppose examples of the research we've done. And I suppose this is what our players are saying. And I suppose if you were to probably ask the players 10 years ago, they'd probably say the exact same thing. But I just highlighted one or two areas here for you to observe. You know, the top 3 reasons is to improve and develop, to help with their friends. But the big one is fun, to enjoy themselves. We have to look at, but what does that look like? And hopefully by the end of the night, we'll give you a better understanding of what actually fun looks like. And how can we have girls smiling and laughing more in our sessions, but also we're also there to try and achieve various outcomes as well. So how can we achieve that? But look at the coach. Look at us. Us as coaches, you know, the coach kept things fun and interesting. So players recognize the importance that we play in, I suppose, creating an environment for them to, I suppose, excel in their sport. But then we asked them, well, what are the reasons why you don't play? And again, look at the top of the list. Fun was gone from training, lack of enjoyment. But even more so, and even more, I suppose, pressing is look at what they see in the coach. The coach was poor, took over, even using abusive comments from the coach, which led to that lack of enjoyment. So I suppose the point we're trying to make in the first is that we need to understand why players are coming in the gate, which then will probably give us a better understanding of our coaching approach and behavior. So hopefully tonight we can give you a few strategies that will help you, I suppose, you know, ensure your players enjoy being in your company and be involved in your setup and your environment. I suppose, Kieran, it's just interesting to start there really before we go into the strategies.
Well, as well as your players looking for fun and relaxing environment, your coaching team, your coaching personnel have to enjoy it as well. Because, guys, we're all on the call, we're all coaches from our clubs, and we all want the best for our players, but we wouldn't be doing it unless we enjoyed it. And, you know, coaches can have that bit of downtime as well with your players, but coaches can have fun away from the training field as well and getting together and creating that sense of togetherness and team spirit as a coaching group. Because, well, if you don't get on well with your coaching team, it's going to rub off on your players, and that's the last thing you want with your players. So if you have a fun, energetic, enthusiastic coaching team like me and you, that's going to rub off on your players, and you're going to create a more harmonious atmosphere on your training field and then on match day.
I think that's a great point, Kieran. I agree with you. You know, as coach, we need to enjoy it, and it rubs off on the player. So hopefully we can elaborate that a bit more later on. So thank you very much, Kieran. Good point. So, okay, here are some strategies. That's why we're here tonight. We want to give you some ideas and strategies of how to bring, where we can see, if I went to your session, you know, girls smiling, laughing, you know, not all the time, but, you know, they're smiling, laughing for the majority of the time, and that they're enjoying being involved in your setup, in your group. So we're going to show you a few strategies, or I suppose go through a few strategies, and look, relate them to your own environment. And if there's one thing you can take from tonight, it's a great webinar. Okay, if tonight even informs what you're doing is good, even better still. Okay, let's get going. All right, what's number one? I'm sure you're all excited and waiting. Emer, I hope you're excited and waiting for the first slide. So here it is, be yourself. You're your own best asset. Don't try to be someone else, or don't try to be something that you're not. What do I mean by that? And Kieran, you can come in this as well. Is sometimes we have this perception of what a coach needs to look like, or how we need to behave in order to get the best of our players. So something could be, we have to be very serious in our manner. We have to be very, you know, I suppose, draconian in how we go about our business. You know, we have to probably wear certain attire. And I suppose we watch the TV an awful lot, and we see a lot of coaches acting certain ways on the sideline. And we feel that, you know, we need to be like that in order to achieve our outcomes. But I would flip the coin that your best asset is your own personality, your own enthusiasm, your own energy. It rubs off. So I suppose that comes back to, are you comfortable in your own skin on what type of coach you are? Or are you trying to be someone else? I have no problem saying in my earlier days as a coach, I was possibly trying to be a coach that I had probably observed previously, or maybe I've seen, you know, that I've seen involved with maybe as a player. But no, as I got along, I'm going, do you know what? My best coaching asset is myself, my energy, my enthusiasm. So that's just the first point. Be yourself. You know, players love that. They can see through that. They can see you're being yourself, and they can see you're not being trying to be someone else. Kieran, would you agree or disagree? And in the chat function, guys, would you agree or disagree? Come on, tell us. We'd love to hear your thoughts. But that would be my first, I suppose, tip or point or advice. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah. When I was first starting on my coaching journey, well, I always was trying to replicate maybe somebody within the club or somebody within the county. Yeah, I looked up to and inspired to be. But there's that famous politician says, "Don't be a fake, Donald Trump." Why be a fake and try and be someone you're not? And that's not your personality and who you are. It's not gonna, because sooner or later your players will. Hey, I'm calling on this boy more than he's a bluffer. He's not the person that he's portraying that he is. If you're true to yourself, be true to your players, then that will really, really create a good atmosphere to work in, and definitely there's no point being someone you're not, because listen, people are smart, even young players with him from 7, 8, 9 years of age right up to adults. They know they can catch out after a couple of sessions. Hey, who's this guy trying to kid here? So yeah, look yourself in the mirror, be the person you are, be the person that you want to be.
Excellent. Yeah, and bring that energy and bring that enthusiasm and be infectious, you know, and therefore then your players will respond better to you as a result. Okay, well done. Okay, we'll go to tip number 2. Okay, I'm sure you're all waiting, you know, with excitement. Tip is lighten up. Tell a funny story, tell a funny joke. That's appropriate, obviously. Is it okay? It is okay to show vulnerability at times. In order to develop a connection, you must be able to relate to your group. So, you know, lighten up every now and then. You know, throw something out there that you know the girls might think, where is he or she coming from? What was that? You know, and they'd be laughing away at each other and giggling away at each other and going, you know. And I just could relate to my own sons here, you know, when they were coaches, and I'd say, well, how was your session tonight? Yeah, we enjoyed it. You tell me what you enjoy about. Well, the coach, William, he came up with something that we were all laughing about, but they remember that rather than what they were doing. So every now and then, lighten up and just show a small bit of vulnerability every now and then, and just, you know, I suppose connect and engage and relate to your group. I think players like that. They like that. That, you know what, you know, Will or Kieran, they can relate to us, they can engage with us by possibly maybe every now and then making a fool of themselves, or maybe having a joke or telling a funny story. I think, Kieran, it's something now you don't do it all the time, but every now and then I think it's important to show that there is another side to you and that you connect with the players. And I suppose we're trying to connect with the younger age group. Geez, I find it very difficult. So therefore, I at times might say things that they will probably start laughing at me, going, What is that about?" So lighten up, I suppose, and enjoy that journey as well. And I suppose don't take yourself too seriously. What do you think, Kieran? Again, the chat function, agree, disagree? Is it something that you believe in?
Well, I'm a big child at heart. I'll give you a story, right? Halloween past, or finishing off with the nursery kids in my own club, the 5, 6, 7-year-olds. So we had a bit of music on, a bit of beatbox in the background. It was our last outdoor session of the year. And Halloween music on. I was going on like the big goblin and girl, and all the kids were playing different games and freezing, and they're laughing. And then next minute, all the kids just attacked me. And all the other coaches stood back and laughed and says, "Look at Kieran, the big fool, having the crack with the kids," and about 35, 40 young ones running after me around the field and trying to be the good guy. But it was good crack, and the kids loved it. The parents thought it was hilarious. And you know what? The kids are on board, the parents are on board, and the kids had a great time. And I know that they can't wait to start back the indoor program now, starting at the end of January. So listen, you're right. Get into the mindset of a child. I love coaching the younger ones, but it's great to get down to their level and just be a kid, because we all want to get back to them days with being a kid again.
Exactly. And then remember, you, Kieran, in 10 years' time, you'll meet those kids going, "Remember, Kieran, you're running around the field." But again, they can relate to you. They can relate to you. And therefore, then, I always say, guys, if you do all these things really well, I guarantee you, you've got the right players, you'll be okay. Trust me, if you want to achieve things. Okay. But these are really important. So that's number 2. Let's go on to number 3. I hope that we're giving you some really good ideas here. A lot of them are common sense, but a lot of these ideas are simplistic in nature, but complex in delivery. They're not that easy either, because I suppose we want to hold control of group, of how we and what we're trying to achieve. So it is complex in delivery as well. So these are not easy either. Okay, let's move on to number 3, Kieran. I think we're doing well now. Okay, think about this, everyone. If you go to a concert, it's what happens first and last. They might come out with a big bang. They could have big fireworks. Go, "Oh my God, it's going to be a great concert." And then at the end, they probably play your favorite song. And you're going to go, "That's a great concert." You probably forgot about half the rhymation between it, because the start was so good and the end was absolutely brilliant. So therefore, you're going out the door laughing and joking. Same applies to training sessions. They remember that first contact, and they'll remember the last contact of the session. So it's very important that we, I suppose, think about those things. So, for example, what could you start off with? Welcome everybody to the session. Welcome everyone to today's session. Every session. Welcome. Today we're going to work on our kicking. I hope you're here to learn and enjoy yourself, and we'll enjoy ourselves along the way. Or maybe start with a fun activity. More importantly as well, make sure the players go out the gate with a smile on their face. That could be have a 2-minute fun activity. It could be, share a joke. It could be have a funny story, whatever. But think about it. When they come in and they meet you, smile, shake their hand. Welcome to the session. Great to have you here, Marie. Jesus, how did you get on in the exams? And we'll touch that in a few minutes. And then making sure they're leaving with a smile on their face. So what I'll do, Kieran, I'll show the video here, and you can talk away in the background. But I think it's very important that, that they're leaving with a big smile on their face, and as they come in the gate, they're really looking forward to the session. And you're going up to them individually, saying hello to them. That could make a huge impact, or even starting with fun activities every now and then.
But see, on that, William, sorry, just before you start the video, it's important. I guarantee after a few weeks, coaches, that when you're doing that sort of welcome and your friendly face and introduction, next minute, especially, you see young girls maybe starting to take leadership and say, "No, we'll take part of this one." But no, go and talk to someone, find 2 minutes to find out something about what they did today, be it in school, be it their part-time job, and have that chat for 30 seconds, and move on to the next one. And so then you'll see after a while different little groups within your panel, and then they're sort of taking that job off you, where they're leading and they're engaging in the conversation. Next minute, we're going to start training. Let them have their downtime. Let them chat if it's an extra 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes and training has a started time, to hell with it. You know what I mean? We can make that up again. We've got a whole year to work through this.
Exactly. Like, these are games. Like, give a look at them. Give a look. These girls are teenagers, and these girls actually are involved at the player development program in a county. So these girls would be, fairly high achievers, and they're enjoying fun. But Edel, good point. Getting to know your players, and in particular, I would make it my business to the girls who I think would be quieter to go up and say hello to them and say hi, and and have that chat. And even if I see them smiling during the session, I'm happy. And a lot of them might say, Jesus, William, I don't know. I'm telling you now, if I see players smiling in sessions, I'm happy because it means I'm doing something well. Okay. But here are games. Obviously, you can work on various, you're still working to a purpose. These are a lot of athletic development games. They're working on the pillar, shoulders to the hips, movement quality, changing direction, but they're also having fun. Look at them all. They're smiling. Some of them are lying down. They're uncomfortable lying down. Others are getting up. They're looking around. So I just think throwing in a few games like this, Kieran, every now and then, there's no harm. And at any level, at any age group.
Yeah, and well, as you said at the start, these games can reflect copied, from nursery right under 6, right up to minor or senior. And sometimes the seniors don't feel comfortable in that. But see, after 2, 3, 4 minutes, they come out of their shell. They're working together. There's teamwork here. There's cooperation.
They're smiling, they're
smiling,
laughing, and they're actually working here, guys, on change of direction. They're actually working on deceleration and cut. Okay, so they're actually working on a lot of good things there.
And a wee bit of mild competition as well there, William, which is fine as well.
Yeah, 100%. But they understand that in order to achieve it and they want to win the game, then they have to do the other things really well. So here again, guys, they're actually working on, I suppose, that pillar area, shoulders to hips here. But they're having fun while they're doing it. So these are things you can do in your sessions, guys. You don't have to do them all the time. You can just drop them in at certain times when you feel it's right. And we'll touch on that in a few minutes. So we're just showing you, I hope you enjoy watching these, everyone. In the chat function, please give us your thoughts. But these are just simple activities, guys, that any age group would enjoy. These girls are teenagers and they're loving it. Look, they're loving it. They're actually working on squat, jump to land. So there's, a lot of activities here, even the older groups can enjoy. Okay. So that's the last one there. So guys, again, the chat function, let us know your thoughts, what you think. Are there activities that you're aware of? Okay, we'd welcome your thoughts. Okay, next one.
Just on that, well, before we move on, just one of the coaches on the chat says, we have to be mindful of the kids who are coming in their environment because we don't know what's going on in the home environment. And that laugh, that smile, that sense of togetherness for the hour, 15 minutes we're with you can mean the world and can make such a difference because the home environment is not everybody's home environment is a lot different from one year to the next. So that that comes to you and smile and laughter and just the whole sense of togetherness as a team and a community that can make such a difference to the young girls.
It's a great point, Kieran. Everyone, guys, it could be the hour they're looking forward to all week. And if you're going to be a grump, well, Jesus, lads, it ain't going to work. So even put a smile on your face, it makes a huge difference. Change it up, guys. Change it up. Even change the venue. We'll go to the Astro tonight, or we might go to the, changing the venue. Go bowling. Have a day out. Hold an online quiz. Even if with your adult teams and you want to do tactics, why not have a quiz with the senior team on tactics and see who knows the plan of action?
William, just on that, 2 years ago, I'll give you a quick story. I was in charge of my under 13 boys here at home. We actually got to a South Down final, everybody from County Down. So it was a hot summer, I remember it well, and I just said to the boys, look, the weather forecast, if anybody knows Strava, it's a beautiful part of County Down, and there's a lovely Kilbrony Park. So we decided, right, parents, drop your kids at Kilbrony Park. We're going to walk up to the big stone. So we walked up the big stone. It's this very beautiful scenic place in Kilbrony. And we walked from the bottom up the top. But Morgan says, I'll meet you at the top. So I went with my 7-year-old lad, as it was at the time, with a cooler box full of ice lollies, drinks, and crisps. And we just sat on top of the mountain and we had a chat just about what it means to play for a club, what it means to be together. And something, the parents in the WhatsApp group officers, Kieran and the rest of the coaches, that was just brilliant. That was a moment them lads will remember for the rest of their lives. It was a bit of fun, a bit of crack, and the lads enjoyed that downtime away from the field with them, which is great. And it just gave them, and it set the rest of our season up. That was in June, and we went on in September, and we won the championship final.
And come here to me, everyone, guys. How, like, we're so obsessed. We have to be on the pitch in order to achieve our goal. Hi, come here. Taking a break, doing something different every now and then is just as important. Don't underestimate the importance. Just because you're not on the field doesn't mean you're doing really meaningful stuff on things like that. So I actually have no problem saying as well, Kieran. I have no problem in teams that we've been successful. It's probably those days that have probably developed the year or created the year. So change it up every now and then, mix and match it, keep the motivation high, and you can recognize when the right time to do that. But when you're planning your sessions and you're over the month or over a few weeks, think about this. Think about this area. Think about it, guys. It's very important that you build this into your training program. Yeah, Michelle, 100%. Stop for 99s. That's it. And the 99, Michelle, is probably more important what you did in the beach. And that's the point I'm making, developing that connection. Because if people can relate to you and engage with you, then they'll give you more than you can ever offer. Okay. All right. So we'll move it on. Let go of control at times. It's okay to give players choice, as highlighted by Kieran earlier on. Girls, here's a list of warm-ups as they come in. Tick on the sheet which one they want to do, and you do it. Okay, here's a fun game we're going to play at the end of the session. Here's a marker. Everybody tick in the dressing room which one you want, and we'll play it at the end. Or, you know what? We're not doing too well in our kickouts. Do you know what? Will you come up with a few strategies there that work for us? They'll love it. They'll engage. You'll see them smiling. They'll be talking. They'll be chatting. They'll be laughing. And you can't underestimate. Let the control go every now and then, Kieran. It does help.
Yeah, so in essence, William, we're giving the players ownership of what they're trying to do. And if you give them that ownership, guys, that would make it feel 10 times double. Listen, we've got a sense of control of how our kick or how our siding ball, whatever the case may be, our forward play. So it definitely is something. William, I've just only recently I've started letting that sort of that sense of control away from it. And it makes me as a coach feel more comfortable now that I can see my players having that sense of control over their session and how they want to set up as a team.
But you know what, Kieran? And it's just a point I make before I move it on. A lot of times, a lot of coaches find it difficult to let control go because they're probably not comfortable themselves in their own, maybe clear in their own philosophy, maybe clear on what they're trying to do themselves as coaches. So I would say to everybody, it's another webinar there. If you're clear on your philosophy and who you are as a coach and your values, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Trust me. You'll trust your own decision making. But if you're a bit hazy, then maybe letting control go will be difficult. Again, all these things sound simple, but they're complex in their implementation.
Well, you learn that through time and through experience, don't you? That sometimes 100%. You have to let the shackles off every so often, as you say, and that'll come through time and experience in your coaching career.
Exactly, but guys, you've got to be uncomfortable at times and let it happen. So being uncomfortable, it's okay. Being uncomfortable means you're actually learning. If you're comfortable, I don't know, are you learning? Okay, so just hopefully that helps. In the chat function, please agree or disagree. Come on, tell us what your thoughts. Coach what you see. Interesting. So you may go on training next Tuesday night. You have your session laid out, warm up, skill activity, game, intervention, game, whatever it may be. But you observe that the players aren't as motivated as normal in their session. What do? Do you continue really driving
stick the
home?
Plan. I have to stick the plan with him. No, I have to stick the plan.
Or do you not be afraid in deviating from the plan? And I would say, guys, coach what you see. So if you feel there's a demotivation going on, then throw in a fun. We'll show you a clip here now in a minute. But throw in something that just might just get the motivation back up again. Or maybe just call a halt to the session, or maybe just throw in a few activities. So I suppose coach what you see. Yes, have a plan, but coach what you see. If you know your players really well, then you know what their motivation levels are like. So again, I think, Kieran, it's just important that don't be afraid to just deviate from the plan. The plan will help you, and the plan will help you adapt. But if you don't have any plan, then you won't be able to adapt, obviously. But I just think really get comfortable in your skin. If you change something up or add something in at the last minute, do that. So we're going to show you here. Kieran, you can talk away while I show you.
Yeah, just people are working in the chat function. I was just saying, tonight it was freezing in the pitch. We were losing them. We had a plan, but sometimes we had to just, yeah, as a person said there, deviate away from the plan, keep it simple. As we said earlier on, we had a chat, guys. Sometimes we overcomplicate things as coaches.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
look at these activities here, guys. These are adults. Look at them smiling and laughing. So these again are very good for lower limb stability exercise, very good for pillar exercises, But look at them laughing. They're adults. So the point I'm making is, if I spotted a session and things just weren't okay, there's a small bit of a dip in motivation, I throw in a few of these things, just a few of these ideas. Get in pairs, have a bit of fun, and we'll go back to the game again. Then just something small, but you need to recognize when is the right time to I suppose throw these in there. So here's a few ideas. You've done them all yourselves, guys, but are we doing enough of these activities at the right moments at the right time? Okay, shoulder taps, but all these activities still have relevance in terms of athletic development, in terms of, I suppose, the game as well and what we're trying to achieve. So, yeah, so I hope they gave you a few ideas. Here's you'll see at the end, they push each other, have a bit of laugh, okay? And then one loses their balance at the end, and the other girl has a great laugh about it,
I
okay?
think, well, like a man of your age, I don't think you'd be fit to do that at this stage of your lifespan. It's a young fellow would maybe just win that game, no problem.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, we're nearly there. We've just a few more to go through, and we hope you're enjoying the session so far. Yeah. So Noel is saying it's awesome. Thank you very much, Noel. But it is so simple ideas. Jesus, keep it simple. Really works. Okay, apply game-based approach. Now we're not going to go into what a game-based approach is. We have a webinar specifically on it. But the point we're making here is play more small-sided games. Research shows that in particular female sports, they like playing a small side games because they'll interact and engage with each other more. They'll actually communicate better as a result. So play more. It'll test their knowledge, it'll develop their skills, it'll apply their learning. But more important, it'll get them talking, interacting, engaging with each other. So it's an opportunity to chat to each other. Okay, so play the game for 2-3 minutes, let them chat, problem solve, play the game again. Let them at it. Just let them chat, let them talk. Okay, you can get feedback if you want. So 4v4, 5v5. I'd go no more than 6v6 in games, guys. I'm telling you, 7v7. I might play 15v15 later on in the year when the weather gets better, maybe for 10 minutes at the end. But a lot of my sessions are small-sided games because I know research shows it's really beneficial in terms of learning and development of players. So small-sided games, and you'll see they'll enjoy them. I'm telling you guys, they love the games. A game is 1v1, everyone. They love it. They love that they're in contact with the ball. They're smiling. They'll be smiling playing these games, but they'll also take it very seriously because there's a natural, I
But
suppose, role
on
behind it.
them games, but the small sided games are excellent because you have your communication, your movement on and off the ball, you get your game sense. But it's hard work. But hard work can be fun as well. But let's not get away from that as well. Like when we go to our training sessions, yes, we can work really hard. But when you work hard, you're enjoying yourself. You're coming out there with a sense of, yeah, I put in good effort tonight. I've enjoyed that session. We're working together as a team. It's unified as a group, and it's training hard can be fun as well. We're not going away from the hard work element. It's good fun as well.
Yeah, 1v1s, 2v3, 2v2s, 3v3s. Whoa, they're tough. Can you imagine playing them in a big space? But the girls enjoy them. Going back to Keith's point, all girls get an opportunity to touch the ball. You won't improve if you don't touch the ball on a regular basis. So, game-based approach. More games, 1v1 up to 5v5, 4v4. And we've done webinars, everyone, on the LGFA YouTube channel. And we've given a few ideas of what those games look like. There's videos. Give a look at it in your own time on the LGFA YouTube channel. Under Coach Education playlist, loads of webinars there with loads of videos and loads of ideas around these specific areas too. Okay, we're moving on. Pump up the volume. Yeah, pump up the volume. So music. Bring a bit of music to the sessions in the dressing room. Let the girls have their own playlist, have that autonomy. Maybe you have the music on during the summer, during the warm up, and you can turn it off then. If you're having a team meeting, making sure your music when they come in, when they're doing their chats, maybe turn up the music. Maybe play your own music. I love the 80s music, so I suppose I'm telling my age. Kieran, you love, what, 2000s? You know what I mean? But it's music. It brings a great vibe to a place. And I think really the girls really love it as well. So something that's really popular is music. 100%. Kieran, thoughts? I won't listen to you. I won't ask you for your choice of music now, but having music in the background or in the dressing room really creates a good atmosphere. Girls be dancing, and of course, everybody they'll be doing the old cartwheels and whatever. Just grand.
Yeah. When in my older days with him as a schools coach, going around the schools as part of the PE curriculum, I introduced dance. It wasn't people think, oh, it's all games based. And I love bringing out the music in the hall and dancing to different, as you say, 80s music. And the teacher would look at me at the top of the hall saying, what is this lunatic doing? Where's his professional hat now? And I didn't care. The kids were dancing, the kids were smiling, the kids were laughing. And you know what? It was great. And it's something that music, it just brings out that.
But I see there, Kieran, my niece, she's doing cheerleading. And she showed me a video, she was doing the cheerleading. Ah, man, I was like, it was class. It was class. The gymnastics and all that, But I was watching the cheerleading. Like, they love it. So why can't you have a little idea of, come here now, in 5 weeks' time, I'm putting into groups of 5. Okay, in 5 weeks' time, we're all going to do a dance-off.
TikTokers, William, TikTokers.
And you know what as well? As a management too, remember I said, let go, lighten up a small bit. As a management team, you could come up with your own dance as well. Now, if I was dancing with you, Kieran, we'd be in a bit of bother because in fairness, you can't dance to save your life. But I'm telling you guys, it's very important that, the management team get involved and not standing back, get involved. It's a bit of
Well, you have to remember as well, that old singer from the northwest of Ireland, old Daniel, I want to dance with you. Twirl you all around the hall. I'm stopping that.
Okay, Kieran, it's a professional webinar.
It is.
Yeah,
we're having fun.
Yeah, I know, but it's just important just to really win there. Okay, celebrate achievements, a good performance. It doesn't have to be a win, God damn it. It could be, we did well today. We only lost by 10 points, but we did well. We played well, These are the really positive things. Or, if a player did something, and I always say, just a bit of advice here. If you're giving praise, give it when it's merited. Don't be saying well done all the time, and they kick 5, 6, 7 wides, and Jesus, Mary kicked the ball over the sideline. If she does really well, Mary, that was excellent. You will see the smile in her face, or if not, it'll be inside her. You'll see her body, you'll see her posture getting very, oh my God, the coach recognized me. The coach gave me feedback. The coach praised me. But the player recognizes because they know they've done something well, and you've spotted it. That means that's huge. That's very, and not only for the so-called quieter girls, even the girls who are so-called the stronger girls would even love that as well. So don't be just doing it for one cohort. Do it for everybody. But maybe even at the start of the session, go welcome everybody. Yeah, Noel, Liverpool. If there's birthdays, they all sing to each other in different languages. Now we could do different accents in Ireland, but like we could say, welcome everybody. Today is Noel's birthday. Let's sing happy birthday. Or it could be, Jesus, Sheila, she passed her driving test on her 4th attempt. Again, you're having a bit of crack, a bit of fun, and people just engage and enjoy that. Kieran, thoughts?
Yeah, there's also, there's guys there, as we all know, playing games just for the social element. And there might be a young girl within the group who's a highly talented musician, drama, highlight somebody maybe who's in a performance at a local drama society or plays in a local band or something like that, and make them feel important, because that, as you say, that just means a world to them. And we have to cater for all the players within our group. And it's important that you recognise all the players within and the achievements, be it personal life, their family life, or their professional life, depending on the age. Even adults, somebody getting a new job within your senior team, praise them, bring them out in front of the
100%. Also, thanks, Emer, for that lovely suggestion. You're doing very well, Emer, tonight. Fair pleasure. But I suppose the silent disco, above and negated for Mothers and Others Blitz, or Festival Day, if anybody remembers or whoever got the opportunity to be there, the silent disco. I was more time loving the silent disco than I was doing coordinating pitches, because it's just great crack. I had the earphones on. I was dancing away to myself. Someone took a video of me. Of course, that was the end of that. Anyway, look, music, guys, try it out. It could change the whole environment. Evidence of improvement. And going back to why girls play sport, fun with their friends. So we kind of go through strategies that increase fun. Obviously, that's social element. But, they want to improve and develop. It's probably more important than probably winning. They just I want to improve and develop. I want to be better at the end of the year. So giving them feedback, is vitally important, and meaningful feedback. If you don't know what you're looking for, you won't be able to give meaningful feedback. But give them little challenges. So I set up a challenge at the start of every session. whereby it's a kicking challenge. So they have to do 6 kicks and they have to do it in a certain, they time themselves. So I put it into pairs. So every week or every session, or maybe once a week, they just get the balls are there, the session or the activity set up. They go off in their own time before the session starts. They do their 6 kicks and they time and they just then see can they improve as they go on over the weeks. And I give them a bit of feedback in their technique if they want that. But again, it's developing that intrinsic motivation that they want to develop and improve themselves. But I'm setting up little challenges for them that allow them to do that. Or I might give them a bit of homework at home using the LGFA homework skills booklet, which is available. So give them just ideas that you want them to improve and develop, and they'll enjoy that. Because if everybody individually develops themselves, you're now developing the unit as well. So, and also the last thing I'd say here on this point is think before you say it. If you're giving feedback to a player, rehearse it. Think about what you're going to say. Because you always have to think about the receiver and how they receive the information. So I always say, if I'm giving feedback to players, well, okay, maybe it could be a difficult conversation, or it might be something that they need to improve on. Okay, I'll think about it. I'll write it down, or I'll make sure my language and my phrases are very, are on tune, that the receiver is receiving the message in the right way. And that, I'm not in no way probably, making her think any different. So think before you say it. This is another thought there. Kieran, before I move it on to the last few slides.
Yeah, it's probably when getting back to knowing your players, building up that rapport and that relationship with your players. If someone maybe say it's a senior player, had a bad game, things didn't go the way, is straight after the game the right time and the right place to speak to them. So knowing the moment, choosing the right moment to have that word with the player. Maybe it might be only other fellow selectors. Maybe it's 2 days, 3 days later after the game. When people have cooled down, and then that's the right environment, the right moment to have that chat, and then the honesty thing will come out then between you and your player.
I think that's a great point. I never talk to players after a loss, or if I have something to say directly after a game like that. I'd always leave time. Because when we come back in a few days' time, we probably watch the video of the game, or we might have a different perspective. Therefore, the conversation could be different. So it's just very important. If you're after a loss, you don't want to, again, let's think about, they always think about the last thing you said. So if after a game you lost and you're in the dressing room, they're going out the door with their heads down. That's what you don't want to achieve. Actually, I have a little kind of thing that, I don't go into the dressing room all the time. I always keep the players on the pitch after games just to kind of, before we go into the dressing room, we're all going to the dressing room going, okay, guys, that was a good game. Or you know what? We can improve. That's okay. We'll go again next week. So they're all going away speaking and chatting. So by the time they get to the dressing room, they've forgotten about the game nearly. So just small little, shall I say, ways of doing things make a huge difference. Okay, here we go. Right, so to finish off, guys, and this is the point we're making here, is if you apply the basics of coaching, you're going to be in a great place. Every coach education program you go to, you're going to see the next few sheets. They're presented at all our levels in LGFA. You will see them on a constant basis into our player development program, whatever. And they're after 3 key things: grow the relationship, build that relationship, create the climate, and then you'll change behavior and improve performance. But this is the checklist that we give every coach. I can share with you tomorrow, no problem at all. That I probably use an awful lot. I always reflect on my coaching, as would Kieran. But look what's in it. Look what's in it. And it's just kind of, probably nice summary of tonight. Here's the first one, guys. To grow the relationship. Look what's in there. Be friendly, approachable. Use first names. Smile. Speak to every player. Be enthusiastic. Be positive. Just picked out a few things there. This is from every coach education program that you'll see. And everything that we do in LGFA, we always use this form. If we're with the Gala for Teens and we're doing our club observation visits, this is the form we use. Because this is the basics of coaching. And if these are done really well, you'll be okay. You won't be far off it. Here, let's go to the next one, creating climate. So there's loads of other things, but I just point out 1 or 2. Girls are active all the time. Use small-sided games. We'll keep girls active. Allow players to speak for themselves. Use a game-based approach and intervention whereby let players problem solve. That's it. So the basics of coaching, if done really well, I think you'll have a lot of smiles and laughter going on in your sessions, and a lot of fun and enjoyment for the session. But also, just to finish off on this one, is in terms of improving performance. Look at one of the key areas of that: confidence, that self-confidence and competency. Okay, how did you feel in that session? Did you enjoy the session? How do I know they enjoy the sessions? Do you know? Do your players enjoy the session? How do you know? How do you know? So it's constantly just applying the basics, guys. If you go through these 3 forms, or if you have them in the car and you continue to self-reflect, by God, you won't go wrong. So I suppose, Kieran, the basics done well will probably achieve a lot of what we've highlighted tonight.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are probably already doing all of these things within their sessions, but it's just nice to reaffirm that, geez, William Kieran, that is something I'm doing, but I could maybe use that wee nugget the next time, or geez, maybe I should stop that session. Things aren't going. No, I should maybe speak to my players a bit more, ask them what they want or what they feel is important, not a dictatorship hat on all the time. It's hard, as I said earlier on, it's hard to sort of to get across, but through time and through experience, it will improve you as a coach.
There's 3 areas research shows to be the best coach can be. Knowledge of the game, that can be learned. Get a booklet, teaching points of skills, teaching points of athletic development, game, that can be learned. Number 2 is coach-athlete relationship, how you engage and get involved with your athlete. And number 3 is self-reflection. If I was to ask you all here tonight, which of them are we not doing enough of, I would probably think self-reflection could be high up in the list. So even if you use that self-reflective sheet, it'll continue to get you to question yourself as a coach. You have to have a helicopter view every now and then, whereby you're assessing, who am I? Am I achieving what I say I am? Okay, are my actions meeting my words? So here is a study by Vitek, 11 factors, okay, that influence fun. Kieran hated at the very start. Fun can be in many, many ways. Okay, it can portray itself in many, many ways. But look at it here. These are the top 11. I think it was about over 3,000 youths they asked, boys and girls. Number 41 was winning, by the way. But I always say, you get all these right and you're good enough, you will win. If you have a bit of luck as well. So look at it here. So that positive environment, girls trying hard for each other. They enjoy that. They smile, they support each other. The team dynamics, the fun games, the fun activities, the positive coaching, the language you use, the activities, the scheme-based approach, learning, improving, the challenges you put in place, the games, the practices you do, the friendships they have, those days out, the mental bonuses. Geez, we won our first game. Yay! We scored 4 points today. Fantastic. Game time support. If you're going to get better, we'll give you a game. We'll give you a game. I've never seen players improve on the bench. But look at and that's looking at focusing, improving, getting better. So goal setting, skills challenges, and the player pattern will guide you there as well. But also look at the social interaction, team rituals. They might have their own motto. They might have a playlist that's specific to their group. They might love wearing the gear, the swag. All teenage girls, they all look the same. They all wear the same clothes, but they love the swag. They love the club gear. So get gear that's really something that they can, I suppose, it gives them identity as well. But this is what fun looks like. Fun looks like that. So I suppose just for us as coaches to be aware of that. So therefore, then in our behavior and approach, we can apply these ideas. And we've given you a few ideas tonight that links into these. Okay. So hopefully that's a nice kind of summary of what we're trying to achieve tonight. Kieran, before I wrap it up.
Customers.
Yeah, so we're asking the customers. It's very important, isn't it, Kieran, really? If you're unsure, everyone here, ask your customers, ask your players. Tell me, how do you find my coaching? Tell me, how can we improve it? Tell me, what would you like more of? Tell me, what you like less of. Okay, ask them. If you're not sure yourself, ask them. Have a little questionnaire that's anonymous, Microsoft form, whatever. Ask them. After a session, you have all smiley faces or emojis. How did you find the session? Circle the one applicable to you.
Or an honesty box. Well, you ever do an honesty box?
An honesty box.
I don't know. Just
yeah.
put, if people weren't comfortable saying about Williams or Kieran says an honesty box in the honesty box, and then you as a coach can home and read it and say, oh, I need to change my coaching style, I need to change my communication style, I need to change a lot of things. Or you could be getting a lot of positives. Good work, William and Kieran. Keep it up. We love coming. We love coming to our trainings. We do the fun, the laughter, the level of
interaction, engagement.
Yeah. So honesty box, I think, is a good one as well. If some young girls aren't comfortable of speaking out in front of the rest of the group or the
Yeah,
coaching team.
brilliant. So, guys, as Bananarama and the Fun Boy Tree band says, it ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. And that's what gets you results. You know?
Any
I
more
think
to the chorus, or William? No, is that it?
oh, because in their ad, is their TV ad, I go into that, I think they used it before. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. And that's what gets results. So, on that note, everyone, we hope to see you again over the coming weeks. We're back on the 7th of February, where we're going to share the coaching analysis that we've done with our players, on pitch coaching analysis that will probably influence how you coach. So, okay, we'll be looking at the game strategies and stuff like that. Hopefully, you'll enjoy that. All the previous webinars on the role of creating a welcoming environment, fitness with and without the ball, bringing smiles and laughter, the one we did tonight, is all available on our LGFA YouTube channel. You can view them over the coming days, or whenever you get an opportunity, or you can share them with your coaches who couldn't make this evening. So on that note, guys, before we go, I'd love for you to share in the chat function what's the one thing you took from tonight. But on behalf of myself and my colleague Kieran, we hope you enjoyed tonight. We hope you took something from tonight, or if not, if it even informed that you're doing a good job, keep it up and well done. And hopefully we might see you on the fields of play over the coming weeks and months, or maybe on our future webinars. So, Kieran, is there anything you'd like to say before we finish up?
No, thanks, William. Really enjoyed the webinar tonight, and thanks some real positive comments in the chat function there. So thank you everyone for your honesty and for attending tonight's webinar with both William and I.
So, on that note, everyone, have a lovely evening. Best luck with your coaching, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much.